Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2, soon to be an empty nester, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a newish mom, and I work in higher ed. In this episode, we recap the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast and the Happier in Hollywood podcast, hosted by Liz Craft and Sarah Fain.
But first, we got some great wafty responses on Instagram and email, and we wanted to share them with you. Okay, I'm going to get started. These are some great wafties. Word of the year, by the way, if you don't know what that means. So the first one is grace. I need to give myself grace on many levels. My symbol is a swan.
Conserve. Use what I have, repair what I can, invest wisely when I must.
Renew.
Cycles.
Stretch my mind, body, and soul.
Curation.
Resist.
Strong. Strong body, strong relationships, strong business.
Present. To be more aware and present to what is going on around me. To be present with my inner tribe and to give my gift, a present, to everyone. I'm kind, loving, caring, and a good listener.
Up. My health, mental well-being, career, working toward an upward spiral in life.
Amen. Aren't we all
Mm-hmm.
for that upward spiral? Rooted.
Progress, not perfection.
Expand.
Cheers. Cheer and then with an S in parentheses.
I love that.
Cheer and cheers.
Cheer. Like it could be a cheer or a cheers.
Yeah.
Ah, I love that. You know our cheer, right, Malika?
Yes.
I believe that I can win. Just had to say that. Okay. The next one is notice. My color for this word is a deep cherry red. Symbols are an exclamation point and push pen. Thanks for asking.
That's so fun. So we got a few emails too. I'll start us off. So Jane in Dunedin, New Zealand wrote in. She says, "Hello, Malika and Azizi. I've just listened to episode 79 and had a thought about Malika's word here. I think the best short phrase that captures its essence is, 'You are here,' a phrase you often see on maps to help people orient themselves. This seems like a helpful phrase for Malika to say to herself during the day. For me, it immediately brings to mind both the bigger picture and my place within it. I imagine I'm not the only one who thought of this." Well, Jane, I didn't think of that. Nobody else has said that. I think it's such a good idea. She sent a little image of, the little shape that's on a map that says you are here. Like when you're in the mall or on a digital map, it's like that little balloon that pops up.
What a good idea. Would that work on a t-shirt? I don't know.
You are here. I bet I could find one. But I like that it's a map-specific phrase.
Yes. It would also be a good mantra, like, I am here.
Yes.
I am here. I like that. This one is from Jamie. I was listening to your newest episode about wafty and was struck by the word delight. I love it. Last year, I listened to Ross Gay's Book of Delights and thought that could be a good read for you this year. My wafty is alive, and I also chose a sun as my symbol. Wow, thank you for sharing. I haven't heard of Ross Gay's Book of Delights, and I absolutely need to put this in my cart now, so I'll be looking that up. Thank you for sharing and giving me that suggestion.
So from Michelle, my word of the year is Michelle. Obviously, that's my first name. I divorced in 2021. I feel like I'm still getting to know myself. This year, I'm leaning into being me. That also includes leaning into my age. I've made the bold decision to no longer color my hair. With the money and time I would waste getting my hair colored, I will do something I enjoy doing, like getting a massage. My kids are both off to college now. I don't have a husband. I am free to be me. P.S. I forgot to pick a symbol of the year. I might steal your great idea of sunshine. I love sunshine. It absolutely energizes me. more energy to be me.
Ooh, all right, Michelle.
Yes.
Watch out. I love this. I feel like she's unlocked a new strategy for word of the year. It could be your name.
Yes. I like it
It's
too.
so powerful. Wow. I hope you have the best year ever, Michelle. That's awesome.
Thank you, everybody, so much for sharing your words with us and your advice. We are here for all of it. You can always send us an email at happierladies@gmail.com or reach out to us on Instagram.
Malika, what happened on Happier in Hollywood?
In episode 402, Liz and Sarah embrace the identity of content creator and revisit disproportionate joy. In episode 403, Sarah discusses alternatives to doom scrolling and they give a recommendation for the book On Writing by Stephen King.
Well, I loved this revisit of Disproportionate Joy, and I'm not surprised that it resonated with so many people. It speaks to me. My word delight is kind of on par with that Disproportionate Joy. And,
Yes.
I look for it everywhere. So I talked last time about the rainbows and the little crystals in my window. And I swear, every time I open my office door, I'm looking for rainbows now when I come in. Like, where are the rainbows? They can be anywhere. And right now, Malika, I am drinking a brand new flavor of sparkling water, and it's making me so
Oh,
happy. It's apple and lemon. It's by Polar. I don't know if you have this brand of seltzer water in your
yes,
neighborhood,
we
but it kind
do.
of tastes like apple cider a little bit, like a sparkling apple
Interesting.
cider, but it makes me so happy. What about you?
Wow. I definitely feel like I need more disproportionate joy in these times. In these times, and also just in my life right now. Like, there's a lot of reasons it would be great to just feel more delight. I don't know. I feel like I am a lighthearted person, but then I was like, wait, am I? Am I melancholy? I always thought that I was somebody that was
I don't know that you are the
an
lightest person, Malika. As your big sister, I love you, and
who am I?
you are fantastic, but I don't know that I would describe you as lighthearted. I don't think I would. But that doesn't mean you're not a lot of fun. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's just you're also very serious, and I love that about you.
Well, I think this is a time where, even as a serious person, it would feel good to be a little
Yeah.
bit lighter.
How might you do that?
Yes. I don't know.
What can you do to bring more disproportionate joy into your life?
Well, I've talked about this before, but I feel like I want to bring more whimsy into my planner
Ah,
because that is something that I encounter every day. My work planner and my personal one, they can both use some stickers and some brightening, And like I started doing that during COVID is when I really got into decorating the planners. I had a whole thing. That's when I built up my washi tape collection and it did take a lot of time, but it gave me so much to look forward to, when
yes.
I opened it, and it just felt good to create these little spreads, and so I don't think I have the same kind of time now, but there's something to be said for that pure because it's not functional at
No.
all. And that's what makes it really fun.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a way in. I was like, "Oh, I could go buy stickers." But I have stickers. I've got a whole big container of stickers and washi tape. So I don't think I need to buy anything. I just need to like shop my little office cart and then have it handy.
Okay. I will say just a little plug for a sticker of the month club, which could bring you some disproportionate
It's
joy.
true.
Just the novelty of a gift every month for you and it's new stickers. I don't know, maybe, but definitely shop what you have, but consider that. I'm reading this great book called Small Talk. And anyway, we'll talk about it another time. There's a lot to say about this
Okay.
book. However, there's a chapter on how not to go dark. And
Mm,
I think that is so important. That kind of goes with this disproportionate joy also. Just in our conversation and our words, we can bring that lightness into a conversation with others. And I thought that
yes.
was a good reminder also, just how we small talk right now. We have to
Yeah.
think about how to keep it light.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there is a tension of like wanting to be real and honest and especially when there are hard things going on. And yet, we all have to get through the day, you
Right.
know?
Yes.
So it's kind of, I guess, picking the moments when you are going dark or being totally real, plunging the depth of whatever's going on, and then the times when you're connecting, but in the service of the interaction or what's to come, keeping it on the lighter side.
Exactly. Especially depends on who you're talking to and what the
Yeah.
context is. There's so many things to consider, but there's also an argument to be made, or there are times when keeping it light is the best course of action.
Yeah. By the way, a little bit tangential. I am very excited that Liz is now a planner person. That was a
Right.
part of the content of the episode. Welcome to the family. It's fun.
Seems like Sarah was caught off guard, but also very excited also for that development. I am also a little excited. It's fun. I love planning.
So I think connected to this, Sarah, well, I guess I don't know if it's connected to this, but Sarah mentioned struggling with doom scrolling
Right.
and came up with ideas of things to do instead of doom scrolling. I don't think doom scrolling is my thing so much, though it's just looking at the news at all, like in any form. So I've tried to limit my news down to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me podcast and the T-Boy podcast, which I'm going to just say, I know this is not a perfect solution. It can be problematic to not be engaged in the news, but for me, just having a lens of humor helps. I find I'm getting the headlines. They're just taking the edge off of them a little bit, I
Mhm.
guess.
It's a more palatable way to consume the news.
Right. For me
A week
right
later
now.
and wrapped in comedy or the business perspective. I
Right.
agree, and I endorse that, and we can just make a pact with each other. If there's anything news related that either of us really needs to know that you hear or I hear, we will make sure to share it.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't hear it, but
We
Norm will
might.
tell me.
Like, exactly, you hear it from the atmosphere. Even when you're not trying to hear news, it seeps in, so you'll
It
you'll
so
hear it.
does. Azizi, you have some lists already that reminded me of this. Like, I think you had one about what to do when you're feeling in a shame spiral and other themes. Do you have a doom scrolling version?
I didn't have a doom scrolling version, so this was a great opportunity to think about what that list would be. I definitely have the list of what to do if I'm in a shame spiral, and I have the list of things that bring me joy that Gretchen talked
That's
about,
great.
and that's the one that I'm building out. So there's some overlap, but this is a very specific task. And so I thought of some very specific things I could do instead of doom scrolling. So here are just a few of them. The first one is to plan trips or celebrations.
Mm,
So, like, planning for future fun is so impactful, and that's something you can do on your phone. You can look up hotels or flights, things like that. And I have some things that I need to plan for. So that's something I can do. I added Duolingo back to my phone. like, this was
okay.
something that I did a few years ago. It's been a few years. And I just needed a replacement. Sometimes you just need another go to app that is going to be constructive. And so Duolingo's back on. Have a 7-day streak now.
Good.
Not to brag.
Okay.
Pinterest is a great non-doom scrolling thing to
Hmm.
get lost in and very visual forward and usually full of optimism. Anyway, my feed is. and things that can take my mind off of harder things on my Pinterest boards. I can take some time to unsubscribe from emails,
Mm.
which has been a big effort for me this year to try to unsubscribe from shopping sites and places that just send me mail and also erase photos. There's always that. There's always the
Yep.
curating your album, and that also has the benefit of you will see positive photos also. So that will be
Yeah.
a little dopamine hit while you're erasing the ones you don't need. And then curate my Libby app. So, what books can I look for or put on hold? I can also look at magazines on my Libby app, which
Mm.
is fun. And then finally, I did figure out how to curate the For You page on my New York Times app because I love to look at the New York Times and I look at the Los Angeles Times on a daily basis. And I don't want to look at their curated page anymore. I want to look at the curated page where I put my games and food and, culture
Yeah.
stuff first. And so that I would recommend if you have that app or any other news app you might be able to curate the For You page.
Nice.
What about you, Malika? What would be on your list?
Well, I will just co-sign the curate Libby
Mm,
action. That's definitely on my list. So kind of adding to the ideas of books that I want to read and like looking for things and putting them on hold in Libby.
yes.
I think something with my hands, like origami, which I
Mm.
haven't done in a very long time, but I was into it for a
I
while.
remember that phase. You were good at it.
Yeah, and you got me books, and
I
I know I've
did.
got some paper somewhere, but I think that's the kind of task that it won't take that long, but it will consume me
Yeah.
while I'm doing it. Go through my text messages to myself and my photos. So
Mhm.
often I'll take a picture of a flyer out and about or something on a community board, and then I just don't go back to look at them often
Mhm.
enough. So just that kind of housekeeping with my notes to myself. Beautify my planner, what we were just talking about, finding that perfect sticker or making a fun spread. And the last one is to send a polo to a friend. That's using the app Marco Polo. So it's like a video voice message. I'm finding that even like a 2-minute message, even a 30-second message is really easy to do and brightens somebody's day. Like when friends send those to me, it's just like a fun breath of fresh air. So that's a good alternative.
That's a great idea because it's a way to feel connected even when the other person is not there
Totally.
or connecting with you in that moment.
I
But
know.
just the act of leaving it will make you happier.
Yes, I totally agree.
That's a great idea. And that you could do on your phone also. So from anywhere.
So, Azizi, are we content creators?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
That's pretty easy to answer. We are definitely content creators. I don't have a struggle with this. I know it was a big reveal for Liz and Sarah, and maybe, well, not maybe, they said it was as they've stepped into the Substack adventure, they have learned to embrace it. But I never had an issue with this development for us.
Yeah, I think part of their adjustment is like they have such a strong identity as being television writers, which is a form of content creation, but they're on this journey embracing all of the mediums and having those be as meaningful to them as their main income generator passion creating TV.
Yeah, I guess for them, it's as a career, right? And so, no, we're not there
We're
yet.
not there yet.
We're not there yet, and I will say, while I don't have any issue with the label of content creator, and I consider us that, when it comes to social media platforms, not so much, That's a place for growth for sure.
Yeah, we have a hard time. But I think part of it is, and this underscores kind of what they're talking about, like it is a lot of work to be a consistent content creator on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is around like branding, what's your message? What are you
Mm,
promoting? These are
yeah.
questions I think you and I have asked ourselves, but we don't know the answers.
What is our brand? Like, what is our message?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
I think it has to do with joy, obviously with sisters,
Yes, and happiness and
happiness.
strategies for work and home life. But I would like to include the listeners in our team meeting now and encourage them to share with us, what do you think our message is? What do you think our brand is?
Yeah.
Maybe this could be a catalyst for us, Malika, to focus a little more in some of those other areas that we are challenged.
Yes, we would like to know.
Yeah, so they talked about this book called On Writing, which is by Stephen King. And it's a book they've talked about before, but Sarah is starting to read it again. And I guess they're going to do a slow read, which I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I think I need to do it because I have a goal of writing more and becoming more comfortable with writing. So maybe joining their Substack and jumping into this slow read of On Writing is the way to go.
Yes, and I think slow read just sounds so approachable.
I love slow. That's my favorite.
Plain, it's like one chapter a week or a month or something. It's like a very slow process. You'll be able to catch up or jump in.
They've been talking about on Happier, I don't know if they're calling it a slow read, but the read of War and Peace.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I've thought about it. I'm like, do I need to read War and Peace?
They make it sound like such a cool
I
club.
know. I was so close. I didn't like go to the site to join, but I really thought about it. And then I was like, Malika, you got a lot on your plate. Like, I don't want to get into something that's going to make me feel behind if I can't keep up with it,
Right,
even if it
yeah.
is so slow. But I really liked Anna Karenina. Like,
Oh, wow. You have contacts
I
too.
have some context. I
You're
mean,
so
those
smart, Malika.
those books are so involved and they're so soapy and like heart-wrenching, and obviously it's a classic. It's a great book, but I just yeah, I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it this year."
I have no feelings about War and Peace, but I would do it more for like the reasons I talked about improv. It's a goal and I can accomplish this goal and then I can be done with this goal. Like just for the satisfaction of finishing something. That would be the only reason why I would do it. Not because I have any interest in this book at all.
That's funny.
That's the wrong reason, I think.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's like there's no moral thing to it. Your reasons are your reasons.
Right.
It's reading,
That's right. There's no downside. It's reading. And then if you're in the cool club with the people who are doing it, the
Yeah,
smart people who are doing it, that I think I'll turn my attention to on writing. I'm going to look into that.
that's great. All right, well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about highlights from Happier. Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready-to-go online cart.
Oh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
How do you top your love for your cat? With a cascade of decadent savory gravy over a mouth-watering mousse pate. Fancy Feast gems. 2 gourmet pâtés in one convenient pack. Simply peel and plate to reveal a pyramid shape that makes eating delightful and pamper her with an experience as extraordinary as she is. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary with Fancy Feast gems.
All right, we are back. Azizi, what happened on Happier recently?
On More Happier, Gretchen and Liz ponder how people eat food. In episode 518, they share listeners' hacks for walking more and consider if they remember things as a snapshot or a movie. In episode 519, they get advice from Gretchen's daughter about her freshman year in college. So, Malika, how do you approach your meal?
Yes. So when I sit down to eat, I kind of just go for everything. I like to have a retrospective approach. I want to,
Retrospective, if you will.
yes, like whatever is on the plate, I just want to keep tasting little bits of everything. And I think I do want everything to be present until the end of the meal. If something is really good and I finish it, it's not a problem. I don't feel any stress about that.
Okay. You just play it fast and loose
Yeah, I kind
with
of
your
take a
meal.
bite of what I feel like. I don't have any rules.
I love this question. When I thought about it, I like to have a little bit of everything on the fork at the same time.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm not only mixing it up like a bite, a bite, a bite, but I want all of it in one bite in my mouth at the same
Oh
time.
my gosh. Did you ever watch that show, Azizi, called The Taste
I don't think
on
so.
NBC? It was like a cooking show where the judges kind of blind tasted the food, but it was only
Oh,
one
I
bite.
did.
Everything had to be on this little spoon. And so it was all about like, how can you bring everything together in one bite?
Wait, is this the show where they had to guess the ingredients in the food?
I don't remember that part,
Oh,
no.
maybe that's a different that's a different show. This one, The Taste, then no, I haven't seen that one, but maybe I should because I just love the way flavors interact with each other. And I definitely connected with Gretchen in that I think I like to mix it up because I get full fast and I don't want to not get to taste something. And
Mhm.
I hardly ever clean my plate. There's usually some food left on the table, not on the table, on the plate. But Grayson, oh my goodness, my husband, when I asked him, I learned a lot about my husband in terms of how he eats his food. So he has a specific zone on the plate where certain food groups belong. So he's got a meat zone, and then he's got a starch zone, and he's got a vegetable zone. And he starts with the meat, and then he goes counterclockwise around the plate.
Wow.
And he eats completely the entire thing, and then he moves on and eats the other thing, and then he eats the other thing. If he's got a salad, it's in a separate bowl, and it is last that he eats it. He does not eat it alongside the meal or at the top of the meal. He eats it after the meal. Isn't that fascinating?
What about, like, a taco?
Oh, I didn't think to ask him that. I've seen him eat tacos. He just goes for the tacos. I think if it's a
Okay,
taco, he's
okay.
going for it. He's eating the whole thing. But the other thing is he's cleaning his plate every time. He always cleans his plate.
Interesting.
There's never anything. And it is so fast. Like you sit down, I'm getting all the food on my fork. I look over and his food is gone. I don't know how he does it. It's so fast. I swear it's that fast. So usually when we're eating at restaurants, it's me that's eating and he's watching me eat because
That's
he's already
funny.
finished his food. It's fascinating. I love this question. The thing that I will own that is weird is the way I eat pizza because I don't like to eat cheese because cheese does not like me. But I love pizza and I love the toppings. So I peel off the toppings and eat them. And then I peel off the cheese, put it in a pile on the side
Mm.
as though the cheese is hot lava. Like I don't want to touch that cheese. And then I eat the crust. It's pretty gross to watch.
Wow, how have I missed
I don't know that
this?
we've had pizza together. Like
I don't recall.
I don't usually order it, but there's just a lot of pizza around in my life, especially at work. If you're working at school or have kids, there's always pizza somewhere. And so I dissect my pizza.
Fascinating.
I love this question. It's interesting.
It's funny how you can eat, like, almost every meal with somebody and not realize that they have a whole system.
Yeah, because we're not observing multiple meals,
Yeah.
with them. When you're eating, you're eating it. So yeah. And is it like nature or nurture? Are we born this way or have we learned it along the way? Why do we have these differences in how we eat? It's interesting.
Hmm. So they also talked about in episode 515, when you think about your life in the past, do you see moments as snapshots or do you see a whole movie?
Right. This was interesting also because and I've talked about it frequently, my memory is terrible. There are no movies in my memory. It's all snapshots. So when I think back to when I was 5, or I don't even remember if I was 5, but as a young child, there'll be certain snapshots that I remember,
Yeah.
but not a movie. What about you?
Well, I think maybe it's somewhere in the middle. I see certainly scenes play out. I don't know if I could put together like a whole day,
Hmm.
from like seventh grade, but I can see movement in the image.
Hmm.
So maybe that's just the whole category of movie. They're shorter movies. I don't know. But I have a very good memory. And if it's not accurate, it's still vivid. I
Mm,
must fill in the gaps,
yeah.
whether or not that's the truth of what has happened.
Yeah. If I think about 7th grade, maybe I remember like 4 things, like or 4 moments, if even that. It's very, very little, but it's fun. I do have some diary entries starting from when I was like 10 or 11. I started to keep a diary, keep a journal. And so it's fun to go back and read because that helps me remember what was important to me during those times.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that Gretchen shared that she has done all this work to collect and curate mementos from her past, but she does not spend a lot of time reviewing them. So that's an important reminder to
Right.
review the things that you have collected, the photos that you have those times.
So Gretchen's daughter, who is a freshman in college, came on as a guest to share advice about your freshman year. And this kind of goes into the category of like, treat yourself like a toddler, treat yourself like a professor, like all the
Mm,
things when you think about a specific identity, often the tips for that are pretty universal. So I thought it was fun.
I agree. Side note, Malika, Gretchen can write a book with each chapter being a treat yourself like a thing,
Oh,
right? I'm
yeah,
saying I would read that book.
I would
So,
read that book.
okay. I really appreciated the advice of track what you use for a week before you go away or before you're packing, because
Hmm.
then you'll really know what are those things that you actually need and use. Like I fall into the category of overpacking or bringing all these things just in case, but it's like, do you really need them? Why not just track and take note of what you actually use over 2 weeks? And
Hmm.
that's what you need when you set up your place or travel or something like that. So I really like that advice.
I liked what she said about just kind of knowing what you need in order to feel at home in a space. So for Eleanor, she mentioned that she's a maximalist. And so she really likes decor and like full surroundings. I imagine like wall hangings and like
A lot of
drapes, or
command
I don't,
hooks they talked about.
yes, so many command hooks.
Right.
And so she knew that that's what she wanted. And so she brought that from the beginning and created it. And so she could have that satisfaction right away of like being at home or having this place be hers. And it made me think of our parents because they don't have their home anymore, their former home that they had for decades. And they're moving into an apartment soon that's like totally blank slate, but they still want it to feel like home.
Mhm.
And obviously, some things just take time, but I think it's a good reference point because, yeah, your college dorm room, you have a small amount of space, but people can make that feel like home really quickly
Mhm.
if they're strategic. And so I think, yeah, I want to see maybe we can help them brainstorm what are those pieces or touches that we could try to bring in right away that are going to help them feel good.
I think we're going to need to frame a bunch of photographs for them.
Yes, I agree.
So I think we could order that when they move in. It's funny, mommy and daddy are staying with me right now. We're a big, happy family. And my daughter Sanaya is also a maximalist. And when I look at her room, I get overwhelmed and kind of like just shake my head. Every time I go in there, I shake my head. And I was talking about this to my parents who hadn't really seen her room. And I showed it to them. They looked at it and they were like, this is amazing. This is so cool. Like they had a very different response than I do. So anyway, it is really a preference that
Yeah,
maximalism, and some people just have that tendency and that makes them feel happy. So I've learned to accept that.
I like Sanai's room too.
Do you?
I
Really?
think it's just so expressive.
That's true.
That's exciting to see somebody's personality come out.
It is definitely her. That's absolutely true. It's very unique. And she's getting ready to go to college. We're going to have to think about how to help her bring the decor or help her set up her room in the way that she'll be most comfortable. Also,
Yeah.
let's take a break. And when we get back, we'll do peaks and valleys.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
We're back with peaks and valleys because in life, there are always peaks and valleys. And this is an odd episode, so Malika is up first with a peak.
All right. So my peak goes to our pediatrician. She is just an exceptional physician. And I think this is in part because of who she is and also maybe a little bit living in a smaller town. But she's given us access to her phone to text her. I'm assuming it's her work phone. But for anything that comes up with Indigo that we have a question about, we can just like send her a photo and like what do we do? Or this is what's going on. And she's pretty responsive, it's not immediate, but it's so much faster than kind of going through the portal and like just not knowing how long you're going to be waiting for an answer. And so there was a situation this week where we saw some symptoms we hadn't seen before. Anyway, within maybe an hour of reaching out, she had already sent a prescription to the pharmacy and we were able to pick it up. And this was like at nighttime. So
it's amazing.
I'm just so grateful. If that was not a possibility, I would accept it because people have boundaries.
And that's just not what we're used to.
Yeah.
That's not how things are typically done.
And we try not to abuse it, obviously. But I think in the times when we really are concerned, it's just so nice to have that ease of reaching out.
Nice. Happy for you that you guys have that support system in place because it seems like he's always sick. I don't know.
I don't know.
These are the years. Kids are sick, but yeah, you definitely use and benefit from that service.
What's funny is I felt like Sinai and Ilea were always sick.
That's true. How quickly we forget, right? Like it's so long ago, especially with Ilea. I remember those early years just feeling so weary. Like, yes. I'm so happy to be done with those years. I'm sorry, Malika. I know you're in it. Yeah, it doesn't last forever.
Thanks. What's your valley, Azizi?
So my valley is not going to bed. This is a repeat valley. It's so hard to go to sleep. I go to sleep at 12 a.m. and that is when I go to sleep. And that doesn't work for the rest of my day and all the things that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to get myself to sleep. And I'm on the verge of giving up, but I know how important it is for my
Don't
health.
give up.
I'm on the verge. Like, this is just how it's going to be. But I also know that it's important for your health to try to get 7-8 hours of sleep a night.
Is it hard to fall asleep or you're just getting to bed in general? Getting to the bed is what's hard.
It's getting to the bed. Once I'm in the bed, I fall
Okay.
asleep. But it's like all the steps leading up to it. And I think now this is a season where there's a lot of late meetings.
Yes.
And there's a lot of work. So I have work that I have to do at home and I get home late. And if I get home late, like, on average, I get home at like 7 p.m. And then it's just dinner's happening. And then it's just hard to unwind. But quite frankly, when I'm on vacation and I don't have any of that, I'm still going to bed at 12. So
I see.
it's just my natural rhythm. I don't know. I'm going to keep trying a little bit longer and then I might just give up. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have ideas, but like you said, it might just not be who you are. Like,
Yeah.
your body's like, this is the time.
And Ilea is the same way. Like,
Interesting.
we will both be up late and Sinai is asleep, Grayson sleep, everyone else is asleep. And it'll just be Ilea and I.
Yeah. I mean, our mother is a night owl as well.
She is.
So
yeah.
maybe there is a genetic thing.
I think so. And you're not.
I'm not.
You go to bed. You say, good night, everybody. I'm going to bed now. Very envious.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, keep us posted.
All right.
Well, that brings us to the end. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I'm going to look into the On Writing slow read.
All right.
What about you, Malika?
I am going to find some stickers and
Yay!
go to town.
Okay, well, send me pictures.
Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend. And don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com. Also, we have merch. Check out the link in our show notes.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're back with peaks and valleys because in life there are always peaks and valleys. Did I say that too many times?
No, that's how it's written.
Really? Okay.
We do it every week.
Do we? Okay.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.